Hello, this is Kenneth 14621, and here we go. It is divisional playoff round. Okay, it's getting hot. It's getting heavy. Okay, there are going to be some knocking heads this week. Busting heads. Hard. So anyways, so here we go. So I'm going to make my picks. You might not like them because these are some pretty wild picks. Okay, but you've got the Colts and the Chiefs. I'm taking the Colts. Okay, there is not a hotter team in football. Okay, the only reason they lost earlier in this year, I think they had Andrew Luck injured. And anyways, they had a bunch of offensive linemen injured. But since they've been healthy, they have not lost hardly at all. One game they lost. They're like 9-1 their last 10 games. I mean, it's not all about who has the really, if this team had been healthy all year, they may have only lost 1 or 2 games all year. They might be like 15-1, 14-2. You have to look at circumstances. You can't just look at the records because let's say the Chiefs have been healthy all year. See what I'm saying? Well, if the Colts would have been healthy, they would have been just as good, if not better. See what I'm saying? I'm going with the Colts, and I don't feel bad about it. They murdered Houston. Houston was fighting for the first round bye. They murdered them. They murdered the Cowboys. Cowboys have been hot. They've only lost like 1 game in the last 7-8 games. It's Andrew Luck, baby. Andrew Luck. He's lighting everybody up. You can't say there's a quarterback in the league better than him. Really. I mean, you could argue both ways. That's that mobile. So I'm taking the Colts. Okay, so then you have, what do you have? You have the Chargers and the Patriots. Okay, well, the Patriots haven't been looking too good this year. And I know I'm going against the grain on almost every single one of these picks, but the Patriots have been sputtering, okay? And they don't have the types of players that they've had before, I don't know. I don't think they're receivers. I don't think they have very many. I don't know. But I'm picking the Chargers with Phillip Rivers. Not just based on quarterback versus quarterback. You want to go quarterback versus quarterback, I'll take the Patriots. But the only reason the Chargers finished, and we're in the wild card is because they were in the same division as the Chiefs. See what I'm saying? The Chiefs and the Chargers were in the same division. And the Chargers beat the Chiefs. Okay? So, this is another team that they may have done better if it wasn't for a few. This is another time where you don't just look at the record. Because the Chiefs have a better record than the Chargers, but the Chargers are better than the Chiefs. For some reason, be it injuries or whatever, the Chargers happen to have lost lost more games than them. They didn't have a healthy enough team. So, I'm taking them. And this one, you have the Eagles and the Saints. I'm picking the Saints, but let me tell you something. Don't be surprised if the Eagles put up a heck of a fight because they were Super Bowl champions last year, and that was their first Super Bowl ever in the whole history of the Eagles. And they got Nick Foles in there firing away just like they had last year. I don't know why I'm not picking the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. I mean, they got the same dang team with Nick Foles again this year. But they're lacking. They don't have Joseph Ajayi, and they don't have Blunt. And I think that was a big part of their team. But really, this team has a lot of weapons. They've got Alshon Jeffrey. They got several good wide receivers. They got players all over that defense, but I'm going with the Saints, and you say, well, Saints, they're not like the Patriots that won Super Bowls. They don't have a lot of playoff experience. Well, they kind of do, but they won a Super Bowl not too long ago with Sean Payton. So Sean Payton is a great coach who can win the Super Bowl, and people try to downplay it. Oh, it's just because of the hurricane. How does a hurricane help you win games? That doesn't make any sense. Does that make the players better or worse? No. They had a great team. The coach coached them great, and that's why they won the Super Bowl. It wasn't because of no freaking hurricane. Anybody who says that is trying to downplay the Saints. So anyways, though, I'm picking the Saints. Cowboys, Rams. This is my toughest game here. I've got a friend who does videos, and he does picks every week, and he's picking the Cowboys. Man, I don't think the Rams have fared too well in the playoffs the past couple years, but I really want to pick the Rams, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the Cowboys. I guess I just don't know a lot about the Rams, but they got Todd Gurley, but we got Ezekiel Elliott. We're just like them, and I think Ezekiel Elliott is going to get more yards than Todd Gurley. You can say, oh, Todd Gurley's a better running back. Yeah, but Zeke Elliott has a lot better offensive line. And whether he's better than him or not, he is going to get more yards than him this game. And you think Ezekiel Elliott just ran for 137 yards against a better defense than the Rams have, a better run defense. So he is going to get like almost 200 yards against these Rams. Will that be good enough to win the game? I don't know. Dak Prescott might digress a little bit because he was doing good last game because our last game we played the Giants and we let him turn it loose because Ezekiel Elliott wasn't playing. So he got to turn it loose all game and got to throw it about 40 times, So that's why he was throwing good. But last game, I don't think he threw it that much. You know what I mean? So I think his play is gonna decline a little bit this next game. And I hope it doesn't continue to decline throughout the playoffs, but when they're letting you turn it loose and throw it 40 times a game, you're throwing better. The only thing that he can do to stay ready is to practice extra hard. People say all types of things about the playoffs. Oh, you got to relax, don't act like it's, you got to have ice water in your veins. What the hell does that mean? Can I pour ice water in my veins? Practice extra hard the whole week that you're practicing. That's how you do good in the playoffs. You practice your throws more that week. Instead of throwing 100 throws that week, you throw 300 throws. You know what I'm saying? Practice makes perfect. That's how you do better in the playoffs. You have to practice more. And I hope Dak Prescott is hearing this. But, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys because I was wrong last week against Seattle. I picked Seattle. But Cowboys are hot, and really, if it wasn't for the injuries and stuff, this is the same exact team almost that went 13-3 2 years ago. And then last year they went 9-7, and they didn't even have Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games. And they still went 9-7. This is a team that is capable of going 13-3. The only reason they didn't go 13-3 this year is because all the injuries they had. They had injuries on the offensive line, and then they were just getting after our quarterback like nobody's business. You know what I mean? And so it's the same exact team. And now we got Blake Jarwin stepping up and Cooper. Amari Cooper. So we've pretty much replaced Dez Bryant and Jason Witten, and this really, we had Dez Bryant before, but when we had Dez Bryant, we didn't have as good other receivers. Now we've got Austin, you know what I mean? We've always had Beasley, but we still got Beasley, We've got guys, and we've got Noah Brown who's doing good. But so anyways, though, so there we go. There's my wild picks. Telling you, the one I'm going to be wrong on is them dang Cowboys. You know, I mean, it's not that I don't think they can do it. It's just, Rams with Todd Gurley and Jared Goff and everything. I mean, they ought to beat us. But there you go. There's my picks. I got the Colts. I got the Chargers. I got the Saints, and I got the Cowboys. Thank you very much.